So, watching the great big orange king maggot have a meltdown over the fact that the Supreme Court, his purchased Supreme Court, told him no, has been interesting and enlightening. And um, it makes me wonder if that big, beautiful stroke is getting any closer. But the quote from the Raw story that they had on it when he was, I guess, questioned about it was, the court said that I'm not allowed to charge even a dollar. Can't charge $1 to any country under IEPA, but I'm allowed to cut off any and all trade or business with that same country. In other words, I can destroy the trade. I can destroy the country. I'm even allowed to impose a foreign country destroying embargo. I can embargo. I can do anything I want, but I can't charge them a dollar. And, you know, that I can do anything I want um, speaks volumes when you think about the fact that we're still waiting for the rest of the Epstein files to come out, and what has come out that hasn't been redacted has been very clear that the rich believe that they can do anything they want and have been allowed to do anything they want for many, many, many years. And King P. Doe is a good example of that. And I've said before, and I'm going to say it again, while Epstein Island got closed down, I think the partner, his partner, that orange guy that is now in the White House, I think Epstein Island number two, also called Mar-a-Lago, opinion, I believe that place there is still running as it has been all along as Epstein Island number two, opinion. And good evidence of that would be the furry parties they have there, or the Roaring Twenties, or whatever parties they have there. The splashing the money around with the scantily clad dancers in tall martini glasses. I mean, talk about rub it in your face. So, yeah, I understand him saying that he can do anything he wants and believing it, and he's been doing anything he wants all along, and that includes ignoring the Constitution and the courts. Um, for the most part, he has listened to the Supreme Court, but we have to go up that chain. And the thing about that, where he's doing whatever he wants, he's walking on the Constitution. I remember back in the day, and this was before he got elected for the second time, where he was talking about taking the guns and then giving due process. And he was saying that to his Ghislaine Maxwell, Pam Bondi. And they're doing all that kind of stuff. They're normalizing some of the most horrible things that one could imagine, but they're doing their best to normalize all those things, and bragging about how he can destroy other countries. What a shock. I remember when he was running for office and he told us that if we elected Kamala, we would have World War III. I remember him promising us affordable groceries, and our energy costs would be at 50% less. And trust me, I see our electric bill, and it's not less, it's ticking up. And our grocery costs are more, and we've had to start cutting out what we consider the niceties in life, the fun things we eat, and we're sticking to the basics, because that's what happens when you live month to month and the bills or the prices go up. And am I complaining? No, because I still have a roof over my head, and we have food, but I know that there are others in worse predicaments, and we've got pedos running our government and getting away with worse than R.E.D.R.U.M, and it's still going on. And we have a president that brags about being able to destroy countries. And I firmly believe that the reason that the Republican politicians that are in the positions to do something about that are keeping their mouths shut because they're named in those files, or if they're not named in those files, they're at least guilty of the same crimes that have been named in those files. Prove me wrong, Republicans. Greed and guilt, because guilt is going to destroy our country. They would rather watch our country burn than admit they did horrible things.